And we are live. Hello, hello. Good morning. I'm just getting my laptop set up. Today, I'm doing some productivity sprints. I don't know how much writing I'm going to get done because I am trying a new schedule for myself where I spend a couple hours working on my fantasy romance and then a couple hours later in the day working on the contemporary romance. So I think this morning I'm gonna be working on the fantasy romance, and then tonight when I'm live streaming, I'll be working on my contemporary romance. Crossing my fingers that this schedule works, unless I feel really pulled into one project or the other. Um, so for at least this first sprint, I'm going to be setting up some Notion templates that I recently purchased, since I haven't started doing that with my fantasy romance yet. And yeah, so let's see. Katrina is here. Hello, thank you for joining us. I know you're probably working though. As always, I do a lot of sprinting in my Discord server. It's a cute little cozy corner where it's not just about writing, it's also reading and a whole bunch of other nerdy things. So if you are interested, go ahead and click that link down below and join us over there. Yep, boo work. Yeah, I get that. um, I'm still trying to get back into like the swing of waking up earlier, because my kids are back in school now. And I think it's going to be taking a couple weeks. I'll be listening to a conference while doing workish. Nice. Which conference are you listening to? um, what is this? Okay. So I think I'm going to get this first sprint started. I see the comment coming. Insta Love University. It was put on by Hope Ford. Ooh, interesting. That sounds like fun. I love listening to conferences, even though I'm terrible at catching up on them. I feel like there's just so many that I want to listen to and watch, and not enough time to do all of that, plus the writing, plus everything else I want to do in my life. Alrighty, let's get this first sprint started, and we will chat in a little bit after that. So I will see you guys in 25 minutes. Happy sprinting! Okay, and that was the first sprint. How did we all do? I got a little bit done. I'm currently going through all of my previous notes that I made in the fantasy romance, and like going through all of my brainstorming since it's been about a month and a half since I have touched any of it because I haven't touched this since Nano. And every single time I take a hiatus from this project, which there have been so many hiatuses, which is probably why there have been so many different versions of this particular story. But every single time I come back, I'm always confused on how I want the magic system to be because a part of me wants the elemental magic system, and then a part of me wants like the fantastical creatures like vampires and gargoyles and dragons and all of that. And I remember I don't think it was last summer. I think it was the summer of 2022 where I was trying to combine the elemental magic along with the fantastical creature kind of magic. And it got very, very confusing at times. So I decided to scale back and just choose one. And I chose the elemental magic. And now I'm just like, is that what I want? And if I do elemental magic, what types of creatures are they? Are they witches or are they fae or what? So I'm always getting confused. That is my predicament. Devin is here with us. Hello, welcome. Yeah, I know. I know. It was way too much. But at the same time, I loved it. But it was way too much and way too confusing even for me to write, which is why I separated it again. But going back from all of the old brainstorming, there's so much world building that I have done in the past 4 or 5 years with this story. And I just have to, I have to kill my darlings. And I think that's part of the issue is I don't want to kill them. I forgot you were on. I'm scheduling a planner video for tomorrow. I'll move on to I'll call indie database. Nice. Yeah, I think this is gonna be my new schedule is I'm gonna live stream on Sunday nights and then Wednesday mornings and Wednesday nights. And see how this new schedule works for me. But thank you for joining us. And I'm excited to see your planner video. Ren, hello. That is totally okay. I haven't done any actual writing. I'm just trying to be productive in the stories. So I'm here for the accountability. I'm doing a read through of my manuscript on my Kindle app. Ooh, that sounds like so much fun. I feel you, the overthinking can get to be too much, but yes, brainstorming can be fun. Brainstorming is my favorite part of the writing process. The brainstorming, and then once there's been words written, I love making those words pretty and perfect. So I guess that would be like the revising and editing stage. But the brainstorming is definitely my favorite, especially when I'm able to brainstorm with a friend or two, because then I feel like my brainstorming juices are just like skyrocketed. I only have one story that has been shelved for years. It was a co-write, but I was terrified to write it. I get that. I feel like you have to just find the right co-writer if you want to do a collaboration. And brainstorming is the part I don't like. See, I think this is why you and I work well together, because you like the drafting portion and I like the brainstorming and the making things pretty portion. The drafting is the hardest for me. I'm here for focus. Too many shiny things are trying to get my attention. I feel this. Those shiny things just, uh, yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. It's always better to bounce ideas off of another person, right? It's just the things that you're able to come up with when you're brainstorming with someone is just I love it. Which is why we need to get our crap together and co-write for real. Yes, I know. We need to do it. I I can work on multiple projects on once, so I'm ready whenever you are. But I really need to just figure out what this world building is going to be like for the uh the fantasy romance. I Do I stick with elemental magic or has that been overdone recently? Ugh. It doesn't help that in my Scrivener document, I have every single version of this story and its brainstorming sessions with it in Scrivener, so it gets a little overwhelming looking at it. And I think I need to reorganize this as well because it's it's a lot. It is so much. Like, I wonder if I can see how many words I have. Oh, I have to take my medicine. I didn't take that this morning. Oh, that would give me hives. Break it out so it's less scary. Yeah, I think I need to change it to where all the brainstorming is in one section. So right now I have it in like each version, and then each version has their brainstorming. I think I need to just take out all of the brainstorming and put that all in one place and leave all of like the previous words that I've written for this story in a different section because it is very overwhelming. That's probably what I will do in the next sprint. And then hopefully figure out a little bit more of this magic system. Which, when we do the next sprint, let me know what kind of magic systems you guys like the most. I'm always curious to see what everyone likes. But oh, my laptop is sounding like it's about to take off on an airplane. Alrighty. Are we ready for another 25-minute sprint? Have we taken about 10 minutes or so? Let's see. It's been about 6 minutes. But I'm ready if you guys are ready for another sprint while my computer or my laptop tries to take off for flight. So let's get this sprint started. I see Ren is ready. Okay, let's get this sprint started. I will see you guys in 25 minutes. Happy sprinting. Okay, and that was the second sprint of the stream. How did we all do? I was able to at least clean up a little bit of my Scrivener doc. I'm still trying to figure out the magic system. I think what I need to figure out is if I want to stick with them being, I have them called enchanters in the latest version, I believe, which is just a different word for witch. So I need to figure out if I want to stick with the witchy type of creature or if I want to change it to fae, because at one point they were fae, but then that's when I was getting into the different species of fae, and that's when I was trying to combine the different species into the elemental magic, and it just wasn't working well, or it wasn't gelling together, or I couldn't make my mind put it together. So I think I need to figure out that first. And then if they are still going to be witches, do I stick with elemental magic or do I play around with a different type of magic system? Devin was dealing with puppies who tore up some trash, which I've been there. Looking forward to when they turn 3 and 4. Our 11-year-old boxer still gets napkins out of the trash, and if you walk away, he will eat your food. Yeah, I totally get this. We have to make sure that we don't leave anything on the table or within reach for my dog because she will go after it. And she definitely has the husky mentality of not giving a shit because you can tell her what to do and she just looks at you and is like, I don't think so. Nikki is here. Hello, welcome. I'm going to be on here for probably another hour and a half to maybe 2 hours. I definitely have to be off by 1 p.m. Central Time, which is in a little less than 2 hours. Our pup turns into a gymnast to get to the counter if food is left out, and she's a tiny dog. I love that she turns into a gymnast. That's hilarious. I'm going to go make some lunch. I can still hear you, though. I'm working on my Beauty and the Beast dark romance book. Oh, I love Beauty and the Beast. I will read anything that has a Beauty and the Beast theme or retelling. I love it. Little dogs can jump. The dog that I have right now is the smallest dog I've ever had, and she is like 35 pounds and not getting much bigger, even though she is like 65% husky and 13% Great Dane. She is a tiny, tiny, tiny thing, but not like a normal tiny dog. She's just tiny for her breeds, and she can jump. So maybe that's a thing. Maybe they have like extra springs in their legs or something. For real, like how do your little legs? I'm telling you, springs. They've got springs. Yeah, our dog weighs 10 pounds max. Yeah. Storm is 35. I think when we got her, she was 30. And she was, I think she was like 6 or 8 months when we got her. And probably closer to 8 months. And she was like already almost grown into her paws. And we're like, she's probably not going to get much bigger, even though we knew she was part husky and then part, what we were told when we got her was, what's the wishbone dog? Why can I never remember the name of that breed. Some type of terrier. We knew she was a husky terrier mix, and she was with her. Yes. Hello, Esther. Welcome, welcome. But when we got her, she was tiny, and she was with her brother, and her brother was a lot bigger. And we've seen recent photos of her brother, and he is massive. So he definitely takes after the whole husky Great Dane genes, and Storm must just take after the terrier side, I guess. Yeah, Jack Russell Terrier. I'm not sure if she was exactly a Jack Russell Terrier, but it was of the terrier family, I believe. Finally home after appointment and errands. Awesome. I'm going to be around for another like hour and a half or so. I need to be off by 1 p.m. Central, just so that I can get some lunch before I have to go pick up my son from school. But I will be on again tonight too, if you are still interested. So, what to do? Why can't I just figure out what kind of fantasy creatures I want to write about? I feel like, is Fae still too oversaturated? Because, like, I feel like every fantasy romance I read, it's about a Fae, but which is, I think, why I was starting to go towards just like the witch portion, because I feel like witches don't have a whole lot out there. Why is my phone blowing up? I don't know. I need to figure that out. I will have it figured out within the next sprint. I probably won't, but I'll be on tonight too. I just have to make the dish so I can get pics for my recipe card. This is turning into a whole thing. Are you just doing the one recipe card? Because there are so many creatures to choose from. Facts. Like when I was brainstorming, let's see, where did that go? When I was brainstorming back in, I think, 2022 on like the different Fae kingdoms that I could have, because my world has 7 kingdoms. So I was trying to figure out, like, maybe each kingdom is known for a specific species. So I was going with the kingdom of like the unknown and shadows, which is like the typical Fae creatures that you would see, like dryads and pixies and other types of banshees. And I think I was adding sirens into that. And then I had a kingdom of like the werewolves and shapeshifters. And then I had a kingdom of like phoenixes and gargoyles, and then witches and dragons and vampires. And it was getting to be a lot if I was using that and the elemental magic. I see witches in a lot of cozies. Maybe I should start reading some cozies, because I have not delved? I have not dove into any cozy fantasy yet. I need to. I have Legends and Lattes on my docket to read this month. But I haven't read any other like cozy type of settings. So maybe I should read some. My fantasy romance, I don't think, is going to be cozy though. Yeah, just the one. I personally have Fae fatigue. I can understand that because it is in a lot of fantasy romance. I feel like that's just like the go-to for fantasy romance writers or fantasy in general. I don't see many banshees. I loved the Rachel Vincent series that had them. I don't think I read that one. Um, and I do feel like I read something with a banshee. Was there a banshee in what's her face? Karen Marie Moning's Fever series? Was there a banshee in that? She had kind of different types of fae in hers, didn't she? Or has it just been way too long since I've read that series? Legends and Lattes is a warm hug. I loved it. Don't expect a lot of plot, but I loved it. Yeah, and that's basically what cozy is. Really um it's not really all about like the adventurous plot, right? Or am I can never say no to a vampire, like ever. Um and I think the reason why I was thinking vampires at one point was because one of my main characters has the elemental magic of being able to manipulate blood and iron. So I think that's why I wanted to do like vampires at one point, but I love vampires. I actually just finished an interesting vampire fantasy romance. Maybe it's been a while since I've read it. Yeah, I haven't read it since I've only read the first 5. Um, but when did I read that? Like 3 years ago, 4 years ago maybe? Yeah, cozy has a lot of vibes and barely plot, which, I feel like you need sometimes. If you need suggestions for cozy fantasy, check out Meg's Tea Room on TikTok. Ooh, writing that down so I can take a look at it later. Because if I do it right now, I'm going to get sucked into the black hole. Meg's Tea Room on TikTok. I'll have to look into that. My brother-in-law is very much into the whole cozy fantasy. I think that's his favorite genre lately. And he's working through the House Witch series, which he says is great. So if you guys need a suggestion for that, I guess there's that. I'll probably read that sometime in the next couple of months. I think cozy are great palate cleansers and great reads when you are overwhelmed but still want to read. Yeah, like if you just want to escape but you don't want any of the drama that goes with regular stuff, right? Absolutely. I will say whenever I am just like feeling a little overwhelmed and I just need to like put something on just to relax and whatnot, I usually tend to put on like a cozy murder mystery, which all the ones that I watch are on Hallmark. So I watch Hallmark movies and mysteries a lot. But like that's where like the Aurora Tea Garden movie series is and whatnot. I cannot get enough of those, but I've never read any of those kinds of stuff. And I feel like that should change this year. Okay. Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. I would much prefer watching Hallmark for their cozy murder mysteries than Hallmark for Christmas, which is probably a huge unpopular opinion. But that's just me. I like cozy PNR too, like HP Mallory and stuff like that. I'm gonna have to take a look into this whole cozy thing because maybe that's just what I need in my life. OZPNR, HP Mallory. All right. I think we should probably get another sprint in, and I should probably try and figure out what kind of, I'm probably just going to stick with witches. I feel like I've done the most work with the witches on this series. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know in the next. It's probably where my witchy books will fall once I start them. Yes. I'm excited for you to start those. All right, let's get another sprint started. I will see you guys back in. Oh, I just saw a comment. I think so. I feel like there's not enough witches, but I feel like with the witches, I could bring in one or two other types of creatures, but not as many as I was thinking a few years ago. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe it'll be a witch vampire thing. Who knows? Alrighty, let's start this next 25-minute sprint. I will see you guys back in 25 minutes. Happy sprinting. Okay, and that was that sprint. How did we do? Only 4 more to go on the database. Sadly, it is time to take the 14-year-old to get his braces tightened. See you all later. Happy sprinting and thanks for hosting. No problem, Devin. Hopefully we'll see you later tonight. Thanks for joining us. So after talking with Katrina, I think I have come to a decision on this story, which for those of you who have not been following the journey of the Violet Hour, I first came up with the idea back in, I think it was 2016 or 2017. And at that point, it was a YA fantasy. And ever since then, it has always had elemental magic. And I think over the 7 or 8 years that this story has been inside me, I am taking out the elemental magic. Because I think at the root of the problem that of all the world building that I've been doing, I think the root of the problem is the elemental magic. It is just not allowing me the freedom, I think, that I want in this story. So I am taking it out, which is a little strange to me. But I feel like I kind of need to at least try it and see if that's the route that it needs to go. And then I was going through some of my old brain dumps that I did, like my physical brain dumps that I've done, just because I feel like that was easier to go through than the screen. And there is a few portions of it that I really like, and I might go along with that. So I think I'm going to take out the elemental magic and bring in the different types of fantasy creatures. So it might be turning into a witch vampire romance. We'll see. It's definitely going to be witchy, but that's where I'm at. That's what happened during this sprint for me. I did a little more reading, but Canva distracted me a bit. That's okay. Are you making graphics? Yeah, I'm glad you were able to work through that. Yes, let's see if it'll pan out the way that I want to. When I was going through the brain dumps, there was a portion where the 2 main characters who end up falling in love, they come from feuding families. So there was like a Romeo and Juliet type of vibe going on with it. I don't know if I want to keep that and add in, or keep that, or take that out and add in a slight Hades and Persephone retelling with a kidnapping, because there is a kidnapping scene that I originally wrote, and I feel like I need to bring that back in. So I need to figure out if those two can mesh well with like the feuding families and whatnot, which I think it can, but I also don't want to do too much. But yeah, it's getting there. It is getting there. It's getting there. It's progress. And then I think the other thing is, this story has never had like non-magical beings, so I wonder if I add in some non-magical beings. But what do I call them, since it doesn't technically take place on Earth? It takes place on an Earth-like planet or realm, but it is not actually Earth. It's a different kind of realm. So I need to figure that out. Making book covers. I used to use Photoshop but got rid of my subscription, so I'm trying out Canva before deciding if I'm going to get Photoshop again. Nice. I've made some mock covers on Canva, and I think it's pretty simple, but I don't think it has as many bells and whistles that Photoshop has. Yes, progress is good. Progress means that there's at least some sort of forward momentum going. I'm here for the rest of the stream. Lunch has been eaten. Yay! We've got about an hour left of this stream before I gotta go eat lunch myself. So perfect timing. So that means probably 2 more sprints. But yeah, I'm nervous, but at the same time, I'm like super excited because it means something is happening with this story. And I'm excited. It also means that I probably need to take off what I have on Kindle Vella because that is going to be null and void, which will be the second time that I've done that. But it is what it is. Because I would have to get them to delete it because I have the same title and same series title. So there's another thing on my plate. Or can I just... I wonder if I can just edit the episodes into whatever the new ones that I make. Because I don't think I've had very much reads on it anyways. Let's see. Thanks for the sprints. I have to get back to helping my son with school. Happy writing. Thanks, Ren, for joining us. If you are still interested, I'll be on tonight. But thanks for stopping by. Let's see. Let's do Lifetime. And let's go to Violet Hour. So I've had a total of 22 episode reads out of the 7 episodes that I have published on Kindle Vella, and 15 of those are from the first episode alone, and the rest are honestly probably me as I'm like going through to make sure that... So I think I could probably just go ahead and edit those episodes once I have a clearer view on where it's going, instead of having to contact Amazon and then wait the 60 days for it to get deleted and whatnot. And then go, I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. Kindle Vella is still a where I'm trying it out type of thing. Honestly, I feel like it's Amazon's response to Wattpad and Radish. Radish? Is it because you use Radish, right? It's just like that. But I do know that I can't do Vella and Wattpad at the same time, because if you're on Vella, you have to, if you publish it anywhere else, it has to be behind a paywall, because they essentially will pay you if you get enough episodes read and whatnot. Yeah, I'm on Radish and Kiss, but I only control my uploads on Radish. Okay. Yeah, I think there's a little bit more control then on Vela. Alrighty. Probably going to start another 25-minute sprint. That way we can for sure get 2 more in before I have to call it before picking up my son. So let's go ahead and get this next sprint started. And I'll see you guys all in 25 minutes. Happy sprinting. Okay, how did you all do on that? I think I figured out something. Instead of just adding non magical beings in this world, I think it's going to tie into part of the plot um, of like draining magic or disappearing magic. So that was good. Um, I also posted some polls over on my Discord, and the link is down below, on what your favorite types of fantasy type of creatures. I did like a list and you just like pick the emoji. And then I also did that with different types of retellings. So if you're interested on answering those two polls, it is down below, or not down below. It is in the Discord, which the link is down below. I'll go answer those in a bit, trying to get this one work project done. It's my least favorite thing to do. Work is probably my least favorite thing to do in general. But gotta do what we gotta do. I will say I feel like I've been, even though I haven't gotten any actual writing in, I feel like I've made some progress with this story. So there is that, at least. So it's at least moving forward. And hopefully the changes that I'm making will just end up making this even better than it was before. Hello, welcome. So pleased I've been able to join a sprint session after a few weeks of timings not lining up. I'm currently planning some computing sessions for my year 5 pupils. Are you planning today? I am kind of brainstorming my fantasy romance that I was working on back in November. And it's changing quite a bit, which it has happened quite a few times, but I think this latest change is a little bit of a more drastic change than previous ones. So that's what I'm currently working on. I am going to be live streaming again tonight, and that one I'm either going to be working on my contemporary romance, or I'm going to finally start writing in one of the projects. I was hoping to every day break up my projects and work a couple hours on one project, and then later on in the day work on the other project for a couple hours, but we'll see how that actually works out. Change can be great. Sometimes it can get you kickstarted again. Absolutely. Yeah. And there's always been something that hasn't been working for this fantasy romance, which I think is the reason why it's gone through so many different versions. And I think finally I've figured out what the culprit was. So there's that. I got a lot of words that sprint, but don't anyone be discouraged. I had a ton of help from an AI help me, so it wrote my chapter for me. Words are words, right? Yeah, I'm excited to get back to writing. I haven't written anything yet this year. I've just been doing the whole brainstorming. No, I lied. I wrote a sentence yesterday in my contemporary romance, but I don't even like it. That one I'm trying to like figure out what the first line is, which is always my issue. But I am excited to get back into writing. I haven't written anything since the end of Nano. Man, my comment was wordy. It's okay. It's okay. Mm-mm. Oh, I think I need to get some water. So I definitely have time for one last sprint for this stream. Um, if I didn't set insane deadlines for myself, I'd be taking some time off. But I need those deadlines. Just have to figure out release dates for book 2 so I can set up the pre-order. But you at least know the months that you want them. So there's at least that. On my writing schedule, I just have random possible release dates, and that's only if I'm able to even get these projects done by the time that I want them done. Um, and you work better when you have the insane deadlines. I haven't really dealt with that yet because I haven't like fully published anything yet. Yeah, I just have to look at holidays so I don't release around those. Do you notice that there's less sales around holidays? Like, not like, this thing is going on sale, but like actual people purchasing. I don't know if that made any sense. It made sense in my brain, but after I said it, it didn't really make sense to me. Like, I know what I'm trying to say. Like, are people more willing to purchase? I don't know. Never mind. Clearly, I'm starting to lose it a little bit. Depends on the books. Like, my single dad books do good around Father's Day, but I haven't released consistently in forever to test the data. Okay. At least you understood what I was trying to say. But yeah, I definitely have one more sprint in me before I exit this stream, but I will be on again tonight at 8 p.m. Central, which is 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Central, and 9 p.m. Eastern. So I will be on again tonight after I do this last sprint. And hopefully tonight I will be getting some actual words down. So I'm excited for that. So why don't we go ahead and do this final sprint of this session, and I'll see you guys back in 25 minutes. Happy sprinting. Okay, and that was the final sprint of the stream. How did we all do? I was able to do a little bit of brain dumping, take out the elemental magic, and then I am questioning everything. Figuring out what plot points would still work with this, even though, I don't know, I just need to figure it out. Like, what is still part of this story and what would still make sense and whatnot. Thank you for having me. I managed to finish the planning up for the term. One last thing on my to-do list. Hope you have a great sprint later on. It will be the middle of the night for me. No worries. Thank you for joining us today. I'm glad you were able to at least accomplish something. But yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to be working on the contemporary romance tonight or if I'm still going to be working on this. I guess it depends on how much more I get done for this throughout the day. But yeah, I need to figure out a lot of things with this. So I might have to push this particular project a little bit later. Like, I think my deadline was for like the first draft of this to be the end of May. And I wonder, is that when I have it? Where's my Notion? Let's see. Writing dashboard, writing schedule. No, the end of April is when I have it scheduled as a due date. So I need to figure out if, I think that's what I have to do for the rest of this week, is figure out if this would be still possible to have finished by the end of April with a whole bunch of things changing. So that's on the docket for the rest of the week. I would have finished my project, but my lunch was delivered. But hey, at least you're getting lunch. I have to figure out what I'm probably just gonna end up making ramen, even though that's probably not what I should have, but it is what it is. I'm sick of leftovers. But I hope this was productive for you all. It was productive for me. I got a lot of things figured out. So that is exciting. It's free delivery for Wings Day, so I took advantage. Nice. I don't know if we have stuff like that around here. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't really ordered food other than pizza and Chinese in a long time. So, I did a little more writing for my Beauty and the Beast retelling. That's super exciting. Yay. I'm so happy we were able to get some of that stuff done. So, like I mentioned earlier, Katrina and I do a lot of sprinting and other writerly things over on both of our Discord servers down below. I also have a bookish / reading section on mine, and then other nerdy things too. So if you want to go ahead and join those little cozy corners, that would be awesome. I will also be streaming tonight again. That will be at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Mountain time, 8 p.m. Central time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. The international, I don't know what times those would be. As Christy said earlier, it'll be in the middle of the night for her. And depending on when my kids go to bed, it might end up being a little bit earlier, but for sure by 8 p.m. Central time, I will be live streaming again. Whether I'm working on Violet Hour or the contemporary romance, I don't know yet. But I am going to go ahead and go make some lunch before it's time for me to go pick up my son. So I will see all of you guys later. If I don't, have a good day, and I hope you guys get everything that you need to accomplished. I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Thanks for joining.